Chapter 91 to 92. Amon vanished from the rainy area, appearing above the dark clouds, just below the white clouds. Between the layers of white and black clouds, Amon was lost in thought. Quickly shaking his head, he decided to finish the job with Robin. If she keeps going like this, then Amon would need to reconsider some things. First things first, he went to the sky and placed the fruit in his secret vault. Amon had many devil fruits in his collection. Among them, he gave some to his people. Currently, Braham had the needle fruit. With his shooting ability, the devil fruit made him a dangerous individual to fight against. He can just shoot thousands of needle bullets towards an enemy simultaneously, and he would win the match by default. Maybe, one day he might be able to pull out Illumi Zoldyak's needle skills. On the other hand, the hair fruit was given to Kamakari. That's why he was growing his hair long. In less than 4 seconds, Amon went to Skypiean, placed the fruits in a super secret place, and returned to his previous spot. As of currently, he can travel at a speed of 16,000 kilometers per second. Not only travel, unlike Kizaru, he can move and think at that speed as well. This lets him live in a near time-stopped world if wished. Amon was quite satisfied with his speed, but he was still paranoid. So he was still training his speed. Before he reaches an actual lightning speed, he will keep going. With a bolt of lightning, Amon then proceeded to teleport towards Whiskey Peak. He didn't return to the mayor's building. Rather, he went to a bar to get drunk. Unlike how he expected, Robin wasn't present in the bar. After looking at the building with thunder eyes, Amon found out that she was holding back as much as she could. Good. Drinking a few bottles of wine, Amon lightly patted his chest. He played simulations in his mind of different situations based on his act. He simulated 77 different situations and found the most appropriate one to use against Robin tonight. He will have her in bed tonight. That's what she's been craving for. Amon then returned to the building after rejecting some invitation. Staggering in his feet as if he really was drunk, Amon entered the large building. Walking over to his bedroom door, Amon rolled the doorknob. However, it was seemingly locked from inside. Hick, who is inside? Amon talked gibberish as he knocked on the door lightly. Amon was acting drunk. This way, if he does something he might regret, he can sue this as an excuse. Seeing no response, Amon started to hit the door strongly. Bam, bam, bam. Opeen. Opeen. Come out, whoever is inside. Amon kept hitting the door. Finally, a few minutes later, the doorknob moved. Somebody was opening the door. Creak. The door was opened as a sleepy Robin, wearing a black jacket and shirt pants, came out from inside. She rubbed her eyes. She didn't know when she fell asleep. She didn't even change. As her vision cleared, her eyes grew up. She looked at Amon, who was staggering with his eyes being dreamy. He was drunk. Robin didn't notice this at all. She was too surprised to do so. She quickly jumped forward, hugging him tightly. Why, you are back? I knew you won't go anywhere, Kaya. Before she could finish her words, Amon pushed her away hard. He glared at him. Shut up, bitch, don't talk to me. Why are you here in my room? Robin was hurt a little as she fell on her elbow. But she endured it and looked at Amon. Are you drunk? Hick, huh? I'm not drunk. Her mind went black for a second. After saying all that you last time, he came here drunk? Rage took over her. She stood up and walked forward. She pulled Amon's collar. You, how dare you? She gritted her teeth. What do you take me for? Amon stared at her silently, with sleepy eyes. He closed his eyes and clenched his teeth. What do I take you for? Find out yourself. He lightly pushed her into the room and closed the door. Before she could react, Amon walked towards her with an expressionless face, but a slight rage could still be spotted. Robin felt intimidated since Amon was releasing a slight amount of Conqueror's Haki. She took a step back as her legs hit the bed. Behind her, the bed was stationed. She looked back in surprise as Amon walked over to her and lightly pushed her by the shoulders. Robin fell in the soft bed while her hair fell elegantly as if they were sea waves. A blush appeared on Robin's face. What are you doing? She felt a little strange. Robin was fully aware of her feelings. She didn't mind changing their current relationship as well. But there was one single problem. She didn't like seeing him with other girls, but she wasn't confident enough to make him stay loyal to herself after she changed the relationship at the year. She had a thought, maybe it isn't bad that he is drunk. Now, if he accidentally does that with me, then maybe I will be able to control. Sigh. Robin covered her face in disappointment. Where have I fallen to even think this against the person who saved me from the hell of loneliness? Robin closed her eyes. Amon looked at her and leaned down. He placed his hands at her chest and started to pull the chain off Robin's jacket. Robin's eyes instantly jumped up. What are you doing? She tried to get up, but Amon pushed her back and jumped on top of her. Sitting on her stomach, Amon held her hands together with his wings while proceeded to unzip her jacket with his hands. As he slowly pulled down the chain, the black bra below it entered his eyes. Ignoring it, he fully pulled the chain down. Now, Robin's tan skin was seen, Only the bra and short pants were blocking a full view. Amon stopped doing anything, seemingly thinking something. He looked at the scene silently. Seconds later, Amon slowly directed his hands towards her bra. But Robin struggled. "Lucy, let go. Don't do this." Amon didn't heed to her words and pulled her bra down. But before he could enjoy the view, a slap flew at his face. Robin created a hand in Amon's body and slapped him on his left cheek. Amon's head was forced to look away as he stayed silent with a shocked face and wide eyes. Robin removed his hands and covered her chest with her hands. "Mr. Amon, what do you think you were doing just now?" "I'm not your sexual partner," Robin said lightly, but her voice was heavy. She almost wanted to break out crying, but she controlled herself. Her lips twitched as she looked down. She just called him by his actual name. This was her first time doing that. What was happening here? What has their relationship become? She raised her head to look at Amon again as her lips again wavered. He still had a shocked face. A few minutes passed just like that, and Amon stayed still. Minutes later, he got up from the bed and walked to the side of the bed to get a bottle of water. He splashed some water on his face. He poured down all the water on his face. Amon showed his back to Robin for a few more minutes before slowly turning around. He was fully sober now. Well, not that he was ever drunk anyway, but Robin doesn't need to know that. He looked at Robin and opened his mouth. "I will be clear. Tell me, what do you want, Robin?" It was a straightforward question. Robin had an answer. But she wasn't brave enough to spell it out. "I don't know what you're talking about." Amon didn't heed to her words and walked towards her. While Robin crawled backward in the bed, Amon had a thought. Why was Robin doing this? This is not like her. Just to keep him to her? But he was always there. He never said no to her even once. Then why? Amon knew the reason. It was simple. Ignoring the thoughts, Amon got up and crawled forward with an expressionless face. "I will say this now. I plan to do many things with you tonight. Stop me right now. Snap my neck, or you won't get the chance later." Robin made a pained face as she looked away. Amon had no care for that though. He went close to her and pulled her by the collar. Her face came closer to Amon's as he placed his lips above hers. She struggled, but Amon didn't stop. Amon crawled towards Robin and forcefully placed his lips against hers. She tried to struggle, but Amon opened her lips with his tongue and invaded her mouth. While kissing, Amon pushed Robin down on the bed. He was holding her by the shoulders, stopping her from doing any more struggle. MMPH. Robin was still struggling with her tongue, tears forming on the corner of her eyes. Amon used a bit of electricity in his tongue. Touching it, Robin's tongue became numb, but nonetheless, it felt good. A minute later, seeing Robin barely breathing, Amon finally canceled the kiss. He pulled back his mouth as their separating made a plop sound. "Huff you." Robin bit her lips lightly. She held him by his cheeks as if treating a child. "Stop it, idiot. Don't keep up this stupidity." Glancing at her hands on his cheek, Amon smiled. "I am not stupid, you are. Stop suppressing yourself. Be honest, don't make our first time some sort of rape game." Amon wanted her to take the initiative, but she didn't do it. However, he didn't have time to calm her stupid emotions. He needs to make things stable before leaving for the moon. Clogged emotions force people to act strange. Robin has been suppressing herself for 2.5 years now. For that reason, she was acting out of character like this. She is never a possessive girl, but since she's not getting what she wants, she almost changed. We've been together for more than 2 years now. It's a lot more time than the time she spent with Luffy and Cannon, so she was obviously more attached. I guess it's my fault in the end, huh? Amon reached a conclusion. It was his fault. But that doesn't mean Robin was completely innocent either. Robin, be honest. Or I will continue. Robin didn't want to answer him. She shifted the conversation, her hands still on his cheeks. "First explain yourself. Why did you drink?" Amon stared at her eyes. After thinking for a few seconds, he decided to play with her for now. "Because I wanted to get drunk." Robin frowned in anger. "And why did you want to get drunk?" Amon chuckled. "I wanted to see, will I be able to forget about my emotions, my responsibilities, my life if I get drunk?" Amon smiled at her face. "You always do that, so I wanted to make sure." Robin looked at him, speechless. He did it to teach me a lesson? She realized a little, but she was still angry at why he was doing this. But that doesn't defend your actions as a drunk. Look around you. You're not supposed to do this with your sister. Fuck that. I'm destroying this relationship. I don't want you to keep being my sister if you live like this, drinking your life away because of me. Amon leaned forward as his gaze became soft. "I know how you feel about this bro-sis nonsense. It's strange. I can understand that, I really do." Robin stared at him. He was right. Their relationship felt surreal. It felt like a kid's game. If only there was a pillar to guarantee their relationship, like how Straw Hats made a pillar by declaring war on the WG, then things might have been smoother. Amon didn't have a pillar. He didn't declare war. He wasn't brave enough to do so only for one person. Amon knew that, so he made a plan. If all this care and love was not enough for her, then he will have to go to the next stage. You know already. I can sense emotions, don't you? I know what you want. You have romantic feelings for me. You see me something more than just a so-called brother. Robin tried to jump up in surprise. That's not true. You're sensing things doubly wrong. Robin knew how accurate he was, but she didn't want to accept the truth in front of him. She was scared. She saw girls confessing to Amon before. They were all thrown out after Amon spent one night with them. That's one of the reasons that she didn't go after him up until now in the first place. The world turned blank and silent to her. Robin gulped in anxiety. Robin, Amon caressed her cheeks. This brought her back to reality. Don't think I see you as any other girl. You are important to me. Just like how I'm important to you. Amon continued. I have been sensing your emotions for a while now. They are messed up. I want to fix your haywire state of mind. In the process, let's fix this strange relationship, Robin. Let's advance it to the next stage. We can still be brother and sister. Just consider this incest. Is that okay? Robin was speechless yet again. Will she be fine? Maybe. No, she really will be fine. She will do what he asked off. That's what she's been doing for 2 years now. Amon looked at her shocked face with a sweet smile. I will make things less awkward by taking the initiative. So, tell me, do you want to make things straightforward? Robin was dead silent. It was an awkward question, but she pulled the courage and opened her mouth. I do want to fix it, but... She went silent. Never mind. Robin sighed while Amon stayed silent. Sensing what she wanted to say, he had the sudden urge to slap her hard. But he controlled himself. All right, then shall I continue? With a red face ignoring his gaze, Robin said lightly, yes. Amon didn't rush this time. He leaned forward and placed his lips on hers very firmly, filled with love. NSFW. Amon POV. I leaned forward with my lips gaping a little. I can see Robin also making her lips wide. Slowly, I connected my lips with her. She accepted it with passion. It took me 4 seconds to adjust to her lips. I can feel her lips trying to form a smile. After the blending of our lips, I proceeded to enter my tongue inside her. She accepted it after a bit of hesitation. Her movement is awkward. I didn't mind it though. I rather enjoyed her tries to keep up with me. It was lovely. I slowly moved my hands towards her chest. The chains of her jacket were already open from last time. I ignored the jacket and touched her milk bags with the bra halting a touch between our skins. Feeling my hand, her body shook. Her tongue just lost control. How cute. It was fun playing with her. I touched her nipples from above and pinched them lightly. MH. She flinched while her tongue again lost its balance. Her pitiful and lovely tries to keep up with me were cute. How lovely her reactions are. Finally, I slowly pulled down the bra. I grabbed her left breast with my left hand, while my right hand was behind her head. I lightly gripped her chest. It felt heavenly. This was not my first time, but I loved the feeling anyway. Her boobs were a little different than most girls. It was soft but elastic, the type I like. Is it? Deciding to tease her a little, I flowed a chunk of electricity through my finger and hardly pinched her nipple. Ah. Robin instantly canceled the kiss and gasped for air with wide eyes. Baby, don't do that. I guess not everyone likes to get shocked while in intercourse, huh? It was my fault that she felt pain. I flowed a very little amount of electricity in my fingers and massaged her nipples. This, unlike flowing a big amount, worked like a nerve-numbing healing effect. Moaning lightly while twisting her body, Robin glared at me. She aggressively changed our position, making me lie on my back with her on my top. I will forgive you this time. She looked at me with forgiving eyes. I was a little surprised.
Wow, she's daring.
I thought she would only keep blushing the whole time. Guess I'm wrong. Chuckling lightly, I stared at her eyes. Whatever queen wishes. Robin ignored my sweet words and locked her arms around my neck and took the initiative for a kiss. Maybe it was because of the pain? She was kissing me more aggressively. Seeing her tries, I was amused a little. I raised my hands towards her jacket. Even though the chains were opened, she was still wearing the jacket. Deciding to take it off, I touched her jacket and teleported it away from her body. She was still wearing the bra, which was resting on her stomach right now. Her breasts were out for a show. Surprised, Robin stopped for a second, feeling the absence of her jacket. She quickly pressed her chest against mine, stopping the view I was enjoying just now. She stared at my eyes with a red face for a while before continuing, not so long after. You are acting cute. Should I reward you? Robin seemed a little angry with my tone, but I didn't care. I raised my hands and placed my hands on her naked back. She stopped kissing me and raised her head. My tongue is numb, sorry. I nodded lightly. As much as I was enjoying her struggles, I won't force her. I smiled. Enjoy the massage service. I felt Robin's body's muscles tightening up. She wasn't thinking about wrong or right anymore. She was just enjoying her time with me. Just how I want it. I lightly massaged her back and slowly started to direct it towards her down. Sensing where I was going, Robin's red face turned redder as I abruptly grabbed her juicy ass. Robin moaned lightly as I caressed her bottom more. She again placed her boobs on my chest and hugged me. Don't tease me. It's embarrassing. She was so embarrassed that her face heated up more than her moist cave that was touching my stomach. I didn't answer and clasped both sides of her butt cheeks. I intentionally touched her cave sides as well. She seemed to hug me tighter than before, while I started to kiss her nape. Her muffled moans turned me on every time. I started to massage her bottom with both my hands clad in small electricity. She was enjoying it more than before. My shaft had already awakened, but I was still wearing my clothes, my pants, and my shirt. As if reading my mind, Robin started to remove my t-shirt. I raised my hands in the air as she pulled the shirt away. Currently, Robin was staring at me with lovesick eyes. Her face was redder than any red I have seen in my life. Her tan skin seemed to hide the redness a little, but it failed to hide her love for me. I smiled at her with my hands going towards her face. I touched her face and stared at her again for a few seconds before pulling her face down for another kiss. Soon, the final game would start.